Ethnography: method used by social anthropology and relating science that allow to describe and analyze practical custom beliefs, praise and ways of life of the societies that anthropology seeks to investigate. Characteristics: it has a phenomenological or emic character. With this type of research, the researcher can maintain an internal knowledge of social life since it involves describing and interpreting social phenomena from the perspective of the participants in the social context. It has an inductive character. It is based on experience and first-hand exploration of a social setting through participants' observation as the main strategy to obtain information is holistic and naturalistic. When to use it? Ethnography focuses on developing an understanding of the problem, therefore it makes more sense to conduct ethnography studies at the beginning of the project to support future decisions about what will happen later. They could also be used to evaluate a proposed solution, but their true value comes from developing an early understanding of the problem and their study as a part of the primary source. How to carry out ethnography is carried out through three fundamental steps: observation, description, and analysis. It is about arranging the five senses to capture as much information as possible in the social framework to be investigated. Advantage: the main advantage of ethnography are: a concrete definition of culture is obtained. The analysis made it possible to predict the consequences of encounters between civilizations. It is holistic in nature. Your data contextualized various ways are used to collect information. Disadvantage: the disadvantage of ethnography we must highlight: the researcher is required to spend a lot of time in the area to be studied. The researcher must be accepted in society. The naturalistic nature of the research makes data collection unpredictable.
Hello, I am going to talk about the phenomenological research. The first one is about the key features that can be from a participant's point of view. It's important to find the origin of a phenomenon and to investigate. It means to be curious about what we are going to do. The other one is it's important to have the five sense in the whole process of experimentation. I mean, with all of our head to put in that to have a good result about it. The other one is to make an orientation based on experience in order to understand new ideas from each other's environment. I mean, with that to discover, and it can be very useful in our investigation. The other one is when to use it in real life problems. It can be in our daily life. The nature of the human being. It means of our ancestors and the human right now own or family experience that can be in the daily life routines, experience about family, education, homework, uh, everything that can be about that. Then the other one is education. That it means teenagers, kids, and people with professions, things like that. The other one is how to conduct it. I have four strategies to be analyzed: intuition, forking, analyzing, and describing. The first one that requires a data-driven thinking and to have a good result. I mean, conclusion, truthful about that. The other one is forking that to make us propositions about the research, maybe like a hypothesis. And the other one is analyzing, that is to understand what we are going to do. The describing is to like it's type to describe what we see about that, good and positive and negative points about it. And the final one is advantages, that it like change progress over time can be observed. But in the other hand, we have that disadvantages can be that base can be misinterpreted. So we have to take care about that to considering our investigation. And those are my reference. And thank you for listening to me.
Grounded theory is most accurately described as a research method in which the theory is developed from the data, rather than the other way around. It is a general methodology for developing theory that is grounded in data, which is systematically gathered and analyzed. Firstly, the area of interest is identified. Analytical procedures and sampling strategies are then used, and the study is finished when theoretical sampling research all discussed below. Data collection methods often include in-depth interviews using open-ended questions. Questions can be adjusted as theory emerges. Observational methods and focus groups may also be used. When to use it? You can use it for construct, modify, and expand or uncover theories.
Good evening, teacher and classmates. My name is Jesly Deliani Torres Bravo, and I'm going to talk about how to conduct grounded theory. And here we go. On the words of Howitt and Kramer, grounded theory analysis focuses on the following guidelines. Develop research question. This guides initial data collection. Begin data collection. Data collection is an unfolding process. Code of data. Give each line of data a code or level to describe its content. Theoretical sampling. As a theoretical ideas develop, modify data collection to test these ideas. Category development based on coding. Monitor for evidence of category saturation. And theoretical sampling of new sorts of data to test developing ideas. Monitor for evidence of category saturation based on these new ideas. Test hypothesis based on the theory which develops above. This is based on the information available in the present study. And test ideas in the other settings to see whether the theory works in this. This is about developing a formal theory which works more widely. Works better. And overall, any stage should be compared with relevant other stages in order to maximize fit of theories, categories, and data. And here's the steps to follow. All of these are steps. And come on, with the advantage and disadvantage of grounded theory. And as states, grounded theory implies some benefits and objections to bear in mind. We need to bear in mind all of this, and which means the first of this is provide for intuitive appeal. The second is foster credibility. The third is strike the conceptualization. The fourth is use a systematic approach to data analysis. And the last is provide for data depth and richness. And here is the disadvantage, which means involve an exhaustive process, can fall into methodological errors. In this step, we make mistakes, okay? And the third is review the literature without developing assumptions. The following is use multiple approaches to GT, and the last one is cover limited generalizability. And this is all the presentation. Thank you for watching. Here is the references of this presentation. And thank you for everyone to watch this, and good night for all of you. Thank you.